The following is an EHC media production.
Yo, alright, get my face. It is March 23rd, 2018. WrestleMania is like 2 weeks away. And, as you know, I went to Elimination Chamber. That was amazing. But as far as I knew, I wasn't going to be able to make it to WrestleMania because of a lot of issues. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of time off work. It's a lot of I'm scared to fly. It's a lot of issues. But this sounds crazy to say, but I think it might have all gotten worked out. I think I might be going to WrestleMania.
Hey, what's going on, RWT family, Smart Mark Radio listeners, wrestling fans all around the world. What's up, guys? This is Marquez here, Smart Mark Radio, coming at you with a fresh episode of Smart Mark Radio News. I am on my solo today, not hating it, not loving it, but it is what it is. My man Emir is handling business. Let's just go with that. Unable to do the show with me tonight, but don't you fear. We will be coming at you sometime a little later this week with, I guess, a new episode of Smart Mark Radio with Emir and Moses Marquez. Or, should I say, and I don't know how he's going to feel about this, but the next time you hear Emir and myself together, you will hear us in the gorilla position. That's right, that is going to be the name of our new show. Anytime him and I get together, it will be called The Gorilla Position with Mo and Bane. I kind of just like the gorilla position. Sounds really good. So, like I'm saying, I have a little bit of news to go into. There's some stuff going on outside the WWE that definitely needs to be talked about. There is a little bit of stuff going on in the WWE that definitely needs to be talked about. We have a, I guess, pay-per-view weekend, Survivor Series weekend coming up, starting Saturday with NXT TakeOver War Games 2. I'm going to get into that card. I'm also going to get into the Survivor Series card. And, of course, Raw and SmackDown, Survivor Series, and NXT TakeOver will all be presiding from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. And the great thing about that is that's somewhat of a collection of where a lot of our RWT universe members are located. So for those of you who are going to any one of these lovely shows, I believe there's a meetup happening, so we can definitely show our RWT pride. So go out there and rep RWT. Right on. Okay, shameless plug time. Any episode you'd like to find on SoundCloud, it's going to be soundcloud.com/smartmarkradio. Very simple to find all your favorite episodes now. Just the other day began the upload process of future RWT shows. We have the RWT UK show has been uploaded, and the future is now. RWT UK by my man Mikey Beza talking the NXT UK show. The episode I uploaded, he actually talked about 3 different shows. It was a great listen. Another great listen was my man Michael Larkin talking the future is now on his episode 19, talking 205 Live, the Cruiserweight Division. High flying action by a man that loves podcasting. I love all the work going down here on the RWT universe. It's just so awesome. So, I am delaying and delaying and delaying and delaying because that is what I do. So let's jump in to the news. Most of it is going to be focused on the WWE side, but I have some indie stuff. But I just remembered, before I get in to this lovely review, I want you guys to keep your ears to the Facebooks, keep your ears to the Twitter, where you could find Smart Mark Radio at Smart Mark capital R. Smart Mark R is Twitter hashtag for Smart Mark Radio, and of course SoundCloud.com/Smart Mark Radio. The RWT podcast family, for lack of a better term, so the RWT podcast family, most of them will be joining me and my man Emir on a very special episode of the Gorilla Position, as we do a NXT TakeOver and Survivor Series prediction show. Nothing on the line. Maybe one of these days we'll come up with an RWT championship for these prediction shows, but we'll have to see that happen maybe one day. Who knows, maybe we'll have a trivia championship one day, just like Michael Larkin does in his knowledge title. Again, procrastinating long enough. Let's get into the news. So the biggest story throughout the independent, scene, for those of you who know, Cody suffered a meniscus tear in his knee. He had to pull out of a few shows. It does require surgery. However, it's lucky enough to be arthroscopic surgery. So his plan is to get surgery in January after Wrestle Kingdom 13. So he will not miss I want to say it's the ROH not Global Wars. There's an ROH show he's not going to miss where he challenges Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor World title. I want to say that's Best in the World. I'm sorry, guys. I'm terrible. I don't have it in front of me. I can't find it. But what I do have in front of me, it looks like Cody will be defending his IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship at Wrestle Kingdom 13 on January the 4th against none other than the flamboyant Juice Robinson. Definitely looking forward to that match. Hope his knee gets better soon. Glad to hear that it's just minor surgery that needs to happen, and we'll get to see him. So who knows? He's definitely not showing up in the Rumble, so don't get that idea going on. But yeah, so here's my thing, and I got to bring this up because I am an avid listener of Figure 4 Daily, Wrestling Observer Live, Wrestling Observer Radio, Filthy 4 Daily, any and all the shows on the Wrestling Observer Figure 4 website. I listen to the majority of their podcasts, and they're all awesome. I'm a very big fan of Brian Alvarez, and one of his most heated rivals, a man that we all know. In a way, we probably shouldn't know, but we know him, and this man's making his return to wrestling, and that is none other than Mr. David Arquette, a former WCW World Heavyweight Champion, the same belt that Goldberg held, that Hulk Hogan held, Kevin Nash held, Lex Luger held, Ric Flair held. He is back. He's going to be taking Joey Janela's place at Joey Janela's LA Confidential on November the 16th, which is actually this coming Friday in LA. He will be challenging Nick Gage for the GCW World Championship. Really surprised. Yeah. I mean, like we all kind of knew about Joey Janela. He's not replacing Joey Janela. My apologies. He's replacing Joey Ryan. I don't know why I said different, but yeah, he is replacing Joey Ryan, the other man that tore his pec. It's a tear, but compared to Triple H's tear, it was absolutely minor. But again, Joey Ryan, like I said, I want to say last week, he will be out for just quite a bit of time. So unfortunately, you won't get to see him do some bar wrestling, which is quite unfortunate. So a promotion that I would kind of like to see live, and that is Northeast Wrestling. Well, Northeast Wrestling held an event, and this event took place on, I want to say it was November the 9th. And during this November the 9th, not only did Jerry Lawler compete, but he won his match. And that's not all, ladies and gentlemen. Rob Van Dam showed up to defeat Jack Swagger. And in the main event, in obviously the best match of the night, a match worth watching and a match that is worth talking about, and that is none other than the Best Bout Machine, the current IWGP Heavyweight Champion Kenny Omega, taking on Phoenix. I have yet to see this match. I can only imagine how absolutely incredible it is, but it's definitely worth a watch. Keep your eyes peeled to the Twitter and to the Facebook, and the day I get that link, or the second I get that link, it will be up on both. Remember, at SmartMarkR for SmartMark Radio Twitter, and of course, RWT Wrestle Talk on Facebook is where you can find any and all SmartMark Radio updates. Alrighty, we're going to keep with the New Japan feel, because guess what happened this past weekend? And not a lot of people went, and honestly, not a lot of people have cared, and that's quite unfortunate. I will go through. My apologies. It's late, not as late as I normally record. But this, I'm actually talking about the New Japan Lions Break Project 1. And it was a 2-night thing. It was very good from what I heard. Yeah, I mean, there were a little bit of issues. I'll go through it really quickly. It had Alex Kaufman and Carl Fredericks went to a 10-minute draw. Taguchi defeated Rocky Romero with a roll-up. David Finlay beat Jushin Thunder Liger with a stunner. The never open-weight champion Hiroki Goto defeated ACH with a GTR in a non-title match. The original match was supposed to be Goto versus Jeff Cobb, but Jeff Cobb actually had a flight delay and could not make it. Finlay and Liger versus ACH and Clark Connors turned into Finlay versus Liger. I guess they just didn't want to use Clark, which is unfortunate. Or ACH for that matter. But ACH actually ended up getting a non-title match and had probably a good one with Goto. That was night one on Saturday. On Sunday, ACH defeated Carl Fredericks with a bridging German suplex. Just another Liger defeated Clark Connors via submission. Jeff Cobb, able to make the flight this time, teamed with Taguchi to defeat the team of Rocky Romero and Hiroki Goto. And then last but not least, a match I'm sure was very good to the people that were willing to go to said show, and that was the IWGP Heavyweight Champion Kenny Omega defeating David Finlay via One-Winged Angel in a non-title match to close out the weekend. It did not draw like the Cow Palace drew. It did not draw like the Walter Pyramid drew. I feel like this was just one of those things where it's like New Japan continues to test the waters. They're trying to get some people out there. They're trying to get more and more American fans. They pretty much want them to have a second home base in America, and I can't say I blame them. but like they did it kind of at the wrong time. I want to say they did it. It was a little bit after All In, and definitely during. I know, just a whole lot of chaos. Like I said, it felt like a little card. Not a lot of matches. It was just a cheap thing. Get some of your young guys out there, put on a small, decent like house show for the American fans, and go home. So good for them. We are going to start the WWE talk with this very simple announcement, and I'll quickly go through the teams left and their points. So for those of you who have been watching the Mixed Match Challenge Season 2, and I don't know many that are, it was announced today, and by today I mean the 12th, so I actually mean on Monday, that a stipulation to this there was a added stipulation of this season. The winners of the Mixed Match Challenge Tag Team, or the winners of the Mixed Tag Team Tournament will be the number 30 entrants in their respective Royal Rumble matches in January of next year. WWE is also promoting that the winners will receive an all-expense paid vacation to anywhere in the world. My guess is Saudi Arabia. They seem to have the ticket there. So these are the 5 teams for Raw. And it's Ember Moon, Braun Strowman, Mickie James, Bobby Lashley, Bayley and Finn Balor, Alicia Fox and Jinder Mahal, and lastly Natalya and Bobby Roode. Roode and Natalya 0-3, Fox and Mahal 0-3, Bayley and Balor 2-2, Mickie and Lashley 3-0, as well as Ember Moon and Braun Strowman also 3-0. Teams for SmackDown: Asuka and The Miz. Team Asuka, we have Charlotte and AJ Styles, Naomi and Jimmy Uso, Charlotte and R-Truth, and Lana and Rusev. Lana and Rusev and Carmella and R-Truth are 0-3. Naomi and Jimmy Uso 2-2. Charlotte, Flair, AJ Styles, Asuka, and The Miz are all tied at 3-0. Simply awesome tournament. I could very easily see like The Miz winning and becoming the number 30 entrant in the Royal Rumble, and I could also see Braun Strowman win. Either way, I can see it happening, setting up Braun versus Brock, or quite possibly even The Miz versus the newly crowned WWE Champion, Daniel Bryan. So I guess before I get into this Survivor Series talk, how I have it listed, let's go through this week in WWE. I am not going to be able to cover NXT tonight. I didn't watch it, and I don't want to give you guys false hope. So Raw started out. It's actually a really good show. I enjoyed Raw. I thought it ended on a high streak, and this was also the first Raw since the 3-hour move that there was not an overrun, but there was a 3-minute overrun rather than the standard 10 to 15-minute overrun. Nonetheless, they are slowly but surely getting rid of the overrun. Pretty much, Ronda is talking about Becky, saying that she's hypersensitive and a millennial man, comparing her to a whiny male who eats avocado toast. Rousey then went on an emotional rant, claiming she didn't change the meaning of the world to fight like a girl, to hear Becky Lynch say the leader of the women's evolution, and also referring to herself as the man. Nia Jax, who secured a future title shot at Evolution, and Tamina walk in and stare Ronda down and wish her luck this Sunday. They try to add another member to the Women's Survivor Series team. They pretty much force Sasha and Bayley to wrestle. They end up interfering, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, oh, hey, well, these guys can't compete, so I guess it's just going to be Ruby Riott. Like, what the hell? So, very odd. But, the night didn't finish there. We had a little bit of a confrontation. Dean explaining himself. saying that the Shield made him weak and that they were holding him down. Every day is a new day and a chance to be reborn, a chance to keep the past, to take the past and burn it down. As he burned his flat jacket outside in the parking lot, hopefully there was a fire extinguisher nearby. At the beginning of the show, actually, Braun Strowman's out there and he's like, "I'm not going anywhere until I get my hands on Baron Corbin's jackass." Well, instead of Baron Corbin, like nobody didn't guess it, out comes Stephanie McMahon, and for some reason she is the only one who can cut Braun's balls off and make him cry like a girl, or I don't know what, because every time she walks into the ring with a man, they immediately feel demasculized, and I feel like it's a little insane. So, I mean, she pretty much chopped Braun down. But they ended up coming up with a deal. He'll keep his hands off Corbin if he gets a Universal title shot, and he gets to kill Baron in a match, whatever kind of match he wants, as long as he wins. Yeah, as long as he wins the or helps win, the Survivor Series. Get down. We had Tamina Snuka taking on Ember Moon. Snuka wins. There's a little bit of help from Nia Jax. Sloppy match. I mean, I think Tamina hasn't really been wrestling for a while. I feel like she's out of ring shape. She's just rusty. So, it is what it is. We had Finn Balor beating Dolph Ziggler in the middle of the ring. Says he was going to come out and wrestle for Angle's honor because of how Drew humiliated him. Drew cut this epic promo. I mean, like I said, he said, after a headbutt from McIntyre and a commercial break, the match began with a Ziggler cheap shot. A series of near falls followed from both until Balor landed a tope con hilo on the outside and missed the coup de grace into the wind. Ziggler rolled him up, but Balor countered into the pin and picked up the victory. Later backstage, McMahon named Balor, Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre to the Survivor Series team. Ruby Riott constantly has this thing with Natty. These glasses that they broke when there was no build up to the glasses. We barely even knew what the fucking glasses were. I don't know what the hell is going on. Whatever. Ruby Riott's on the team. Who cares? Bobby Roode and Chad Gable win the tag team battle royal to become the captains of the Raw Survivor Series tag team. Tag team? Sure. Let's go with that. My apologies for the nose thing, guys. It'll go away one of these days. I assure you that one day I'll be able to talk on here with full clarity. Excuse me. Brock Lesnar kills the Singh brothers. I mean, Jinder Mahal was out there trying to talk to Brock like, hey, I was supposed to get the shot of you. It didn't happen. And he ends up killing the Singh brothers, just murdering them with F5, or not F5s, but Germans, and damn near killed one guy. And it's like, oh, my Lord almighty. But one thing I will talk about, and I didn't like it at all. Actually, I liked the talking part. I hated the match. And I hated Bobby Lashley's posing. He's just like stops and just bends over, stare at my ass. Like, no, stare at my ass. No. And then fucking out comes Elias and he's talking about like, oh, I gotta call Child Protective Services. You've obviously kidnapped somebody's 10-year-old. You know what I mean? He's like, I don't know what he's doing with the man. He's like, all I know is he talks about his physique all the time, and he's bending over in front of him, and like that was pretty funny. But like Elias sucks in the ring. You know, Lio Rush interferes in this match, holding Elias's foot, not only allowing him to get it back in the ring, allowing him to lose via countout doesn't hurt him, but it's like, dude, you're a pretty big dude, and Leo Rush ain't. So I don't know what the fuck that was about, but let's talk about some awesomeness. I'm going to go ahead and quickly go into SmackDown Live from last night. SmackDown Live was, in my opinion, an excellent show, minus a couple of things, and let's just get right into it. The Bar and the Big Show. Like, I don't care. The Big Show shows up, KO punks Kofi Kingston. Give a shit. Seth Rollins essentially Nakamura addresses Seth Rollins, says that you're not worried about me, but I'm going to break your face because you should be worried about me. Like, it was a good promo. I don't remember what he said, but it was a solid promo. I'm actually looking forward to Nakamura versus Seth Rollins. So we'll see how that goes. The show had started off where, like, Paul Heyman actually was talking about AJ Styles last week, and AJ came out and wanted to address it. And Paul had mentioned, like, oh yeah, dude, you should put your title on the line, and against Bryan, because I feel like Daniel Bryan's the best wrestler in all WWE. And so he kept saying, Daniel Bryan this, Daniel Bryan that, Daniel Bryan this, Daniel Bryan that. Daniel Bryan music hits, comes down to the ring and says, hey dude, you say my name one more time and I'm going to punch you in the mouth. And what happens? He punches him in the fucking mouth, turns into a giant brawl. Shane is screaming his face off like he could have a heart attack at any goddamn second. It was funny on his part, but he goes ahead and he makes the title match for tonight. A lot of people super enthused, but now that this is taken over and they're kind of being like this feud going on, apparently somehow, some fucking way, The Miz immediately takes over as solo captain for Team SmackDown. He's happy with Jeff beating Andrade Cien Almas in what was a pretty okay match, and that's unfortunate because I felt like this could have been really good. He tells him, he says, Jeff can absolutely take Daniel's spot. He's like, but I want to get rid of Rey Mysterio. That's Daniel's pick, and I don't want him. And Paige tells him, do you want him gone? You need to beat him in a match. Rey beats him. Again, not the greatest wrestling on the show. A lot of good build-up, though. In my opinion, the ending just took it over the top. It was a solid, very good match. I'm not going to go excellent. I'm not going to go great. It's a very good match between AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. It was very good. Bryan wrestled heel the entire match, which I could kind of see from the jump, and I kind of realized that it looked like he was going to end up turning heel at the end, and sure shit, that's exactly what happened. They're going back and forth, and it looks like AJ's finally got the upper hand. He's going for the phenomenal forearm, so he springboards off the rope. Daniel moves out of the way. AJ bumps the ref, and of course, Daniel Bryan goes full Shinsuke Nakamura and just kicks AJ in the balls. It was excellent. He sits in the corner. He hits his big knee strike. Does not need the yes chant to have the fans get behind him. Excellent. Pins him clean. 1, 2, 3. You're a new WWE champion, ladies and gentlemen. Daniel, I'm a badass heel Bryan. I love it. 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 We finally get to see Brock versus Daniel. I think the rumor behind this is they don't know how much longer Brock's going to actually want to do this. So they're feeling like if they don't get it out of the way now, they may never ever get the shot to do so. But the one thing I did not mention about SmackDown, I'm quickly going to go over it, is Becky. Becky comes out. She has a broken nose. It's relatively obvious. I cannot stop yawning. I'm so sorry. I'm going to hurry up and wrap this up. I'm probably making myself look bad. Anyway. But yeah, Becky comes out. She's like, I'm unable to compete. The announcer had mentioned she was unable to compete. She wanted to find a replacement. She goes down the line of all the women on the SmackDown Live roster, and to honestly think the only real person outside of Charlotte that looked even, that was worthy, or even, just worthy of recognition for the lack of better talent, and that was Asuka. I felt like it was just like, dude, if she picks Asuka, this is going to be fucking awesome. Like, whether Ronda wants to have a good match or not, it's going to be fucking awesome. But she picked Charlotte, so we get that part of it out of the way, leading Ronda versus Becky at WrestleMania. And that is something I think we can all get behind. So, again, prediction show is going to be happening sometime later this week. It's going to be a bunch of us. It's going to be me. It's going to be Amir Costello. It's going to be Robert Davis. It's going to be Moni Lynn. It's probably going to be Tony Kirkendall. And God only knows who else will join us. So, again, that's going to be the NXT show and the Survivor Series show. Very quickly, Survivor Series show, WWE Cruiserweight Championship on the line. Buddy Murphy taking on Mustafa Ali in an interesting match. More than likely a kickoff show match, but I'm definitely going to watch it. We have the Tag Team Survivor Series Elimination match, and that is Bobby Roode, the team of Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, and the Ascension, and the Lucha House Party, and the B-Team, and the Revival, taking on the team of the Usos, the New Days, the Good Brothers, Sanity, and the Colognes. Why the Colognes? I have no fucking clue. When they were revealed in the back, I'm like, what are you fucking guys doing here? It made no sense to me. I guess they just really needed bodies. We have not seen them on TV in weeks, if not months. Why they get this fucking chance, I don't fucking know. It was dumb. It made no sense. And I'm not looking forward that much to that match. We have the Tag Team Champions match. AOP, the newly crowned Raw Tag Team Champions, taking on Dabar, Sheamus, and Cesaro, SmackDown Champions. I'm a little interested in that one. This is the match right here that I am looking for, and that's the current WWE Intercontinental Champion, taking on Shinsuke Nakamura, the current U.S. Champion. We have the Women's Survivor Series Elimination match. Natalya, Nikki James, Nia Jax, Tamina, and Ruby Riott taking on the team of Carmella, Naomi, Asuka, Sonya Deville, and a member to be decided. A lot of people have thought, quite frankly, it could easily be an NXT call-up. Who knows? Maybe Shayna Baszler, maybe Kairi Sane, maybe a return from somebody. Who knows? I'm sure we'll go the whole weekend without knowing. And then when it's time to come, hopefully a big name gets popped. Something for a pop in the crowd. So, we have the Men's Survivor Series Elimination match. Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, Finn Balor, Bobby Lashley taking on The Miz, Shane McMahon. Why? I'll get to that in a second. Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio, Jeff Hardy. Why, Shane? Since when is this a land of opportunity and you're in almost every big fucking match I turn around? How in the fuck is SmackDown Live the land of opportunity if I see you in the goddamn Men's Survivor Series Elimination team and you're a fucking general or commissioner? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, I know this is kind of leaning towards like a Shane McMahon heel turn, and I don't give a rat's ass about that. What I give a rat's ass about is why the fuck is a goddamn suit in a Survivor Series match when the last couple of matches he did like this were bullshit. He can't sell punches, he could barely sell that, so he could jump off the top rope like an asshole. I don't care. I'm not happy about seeing Shane McMahon. I don't like this match. I'm not a fan of it. Hopefully these guys can make it better. But if I see Shane wrestle for anything more than 5 minutes, then I'm going to fucking hurl. We have the Women's Champions match. Ronda Rousey, Raw Women's Champion, taking on Charlotte Flair, SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Solid match. Honestly, they could go either way. I might even be able to see Becky interfering just to be a bitch. Considering the fact that, like, I didn't finish my rant from the whole, like, when she picked Charlotte thing and they're fucking hugging it out like they're goddamn friends. I think I legit just left that behind. But no, that's the part I'm talking about here. She finally picks Charlotte. It's like, okay, whatever. She goes to, like shake her hand and says, beat her like I was going to beat her, tap her out. And all of a sudden, like, Charlotte kind of gestures like, you want to hug it out? And she's like, fuck yeah, I want to hug it out. And just, like, grabs her and hugs it. You guys spent all this fucking time to turn the broad heel, to build this feud up to where it was. It was a blood rivalry. It was heated. Do you understand me? It was fucking heated. And they just gave it up because she got hurt. What? Yeah, exactly. It's fucking stupid. Okay, we're going to wrap it up here. I got the NXT card to go through. Lucky for us, it's only like 4 matches. I don't know why, but it is what it is. What I was hoping for... What the fuck? Yeah, I'm afraid of change when you fucking sound weird on my goddamn fucking computer. Son of a bitch. Anyway, let's see, that's match 1, match 2, match 3, match 4. Match 5 should have been the debut of not the debut, should have been Matt Riddle's NXT TakeOver debut, taking on Cassius Ohno. But unfortunately, as we learned from this tonight's episode of NXT, we'll get to see that match next week. Hopefully, it goes as planned and is fucking awesome. So, match number 1, Johnny Gargano, Aleister Black, heated rivalry. Gargano attacks Black, gets him out of the match so he can have Ciampa one-on-one for a title match, and still loses. This should be a great match. NXT Women's Championship match, Shayna Baszler taking on Kairi Sane. 2 out of 3 falls match should be very good. I can definitely see the 4 horsewomen come in and interfere. Everybody but Ronda, of course. So who knows where this goes? I feel like loser of this match goes to the main. We have the War Games match, which is the Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, baby, and Roderick Strong taking on the War Raiders, Ricochet, and Pete Dunne, the current WWE UK champion. I am stuck on the IWGPs, and of course Ricochet is the NXT North American champion. Another great match. Their last War Games match, the Undisputed Era, was in. It was absolutely excellent. I think this could be great. I think this could be very, very good. They're definitely going to get like 30 minutes. And so I hope they use the time well. And I don't think the losers are leaving. I mean, I could totally see Pete Dunne eventually making like a full-time main roster thing, but I don't see it anytime soon. Lastly, and more than likely, the semi-main is going to be the NXT Championship match. Tommaso Ciampa taking on Velveteen Dream. I like this match. I think this could be very good, somewhat athletic. Tommaso Ciampa is the best heel in the fucking business. And Velveteen Dream is just ridiculously good. I do see Velveteen leaving if he loses. So, yep. That's just my thoughts. See, we didn't go too long. We're not even in 40 minutes of this thing, so I'm glad I can keep it short. Again, I ran through a bunch of plugs in the beginning. Whew. That was a big one. Again, remember, prediction show coming out later this week. Moni Lynn, Robert Davis, Tony Kirkendall, Emir Costello, Moses Marquez. God knows who else. Just keep your ears out for that one. It's going to be a great one. We have more shows on the RWT side coming out. I want to say the Wrestle Nerd Chick, or I forget what her show is. Moni Lynn will be coming out with a fresh episode there. Emir just dropped a new War on Raw episode. You can definitely check that one out on the RWT YouTube page. And like I said, of course, you can always find all these shows that you love so much on the Smart Mark Radio SoundCloud station. That's soundcloud.com/SmartMarkRadio. And again, you can find Smart Mark Radio at Twitter now. On Twitter, not at Twitter, on Twitter. And that's at SmartMark. R for radio, of course. Whew. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. So, review show coming up. The Butcher the Butcher will be joining Emir and myself in the gorilla position as we review NXT TakeOver War Games 2 and Survivor Series later on next week. Thank you all so much for listening. I appreciate all the support that we've been getting lately. We kind of have started to take off again, and this happened the last time, and I'd like to keep the momentum going. So that's why I'm trying to bring out as many shows as possible, try to get everybody on here, get everybody a voice. Let's have everybody talking. So for those out there in Radioland that are listening, and you, a member of the RWT universe or a member of the Smart Mark Radio universe, want to join in on an episode of the Gorilla Position or even on an episode of Smart Mark Radio News, you go ahead and you shoot me a message, and we'll see what we can figure out. I love having special guests on. I love having people try new things, get out of their comfort zone. But the greatest thing about this is I love to talk wrestling. I love to talk wrestling with hardcore fans, casual fans, guys that are in between, guys that are brand new, guys that have been watching for 30 years. Anybody, everybody, you're a wrestling fan, I'd like to talk to you. And if you want to give me some time, I dig it. So again, guys, Smart Mark Radio on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Smart Mark Radio. Smart Mark R is the Twitter handle for Smart Mark Radio. RWT YouTube page is where you could find all these shows, and of course SoundCloud. I'm wrapping it up. I'm getting out of here, guys. Thanks so much for checking in. Again, remember, we're everywhere, guys. We are absolutely everywhere. We're on SoundCloud. We're on YouTube. And God only knows where we're going to end up next. Okay? So, again, weekend, big one coming up. Reviews coming out. Check both the YouTube page and the SoundCloud page and Smart Mark R for more info. Check everything all the time. Everywhere is where we are, and we ain't going nowhere. Thank y'all so much for listening. Check out all the platforms. I've been Moses Marquez. I'm a Smart Mark. I'll catch you guys around the bend. Catch you laters.